I'm Christine O'Reilly with the Chicago White Sox, and you're tuned according to Portia.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Portia Monique, and today I'll be your host. And from developing elite athletes to strengthening young minds, the Chicago White Sox are investing in more than baseball. Joining me today is Christine O'Reilly, Senior Vice President of Community Relations and Executive Director of White Sox Charities. She's here to discuss how mental performance coaching is helping ACE student athletes build resilience, confidence, and life skills that extend far beyond the game. Welcome to the show, Christine.
Thank you, Portia. It's a pleasure to be speaking with you today.
Wonderful. Is it okay if I call you Christine? Should I call?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Wonderful. So I want to start with the vision behind the initiative because many organizations invest in equipment, facilities, and or scholarships, all of the above. Why was it important for the White Sox charities to invest specifically in mental performance coaching for ACE student athletes?
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to back up a little bit and first talk about why we invested in the ACE program, which is called the
Okay.
Amateur City Elite Program.
Mhm.
And what we've been supporting ACE since 2007. We found at that time that there was a really amazing untapped baseball talent with young kids in the city. But scouts and college coaches weren't coming into the city of Chicago to look at kids, to think about rostering these kids on their college teams. And so we felt that we needed to create a program that offered kids of color whose families didn't have the financial resources to participate in the travel baseball world, travel sports world.
Mhm.
We wanted to provide those financial resources so that we could really focus on not only honing these kids' athletic skills on the baseball field, but really putting them on a trajectory for success in life. We
Yeah.
started with one team in 2007. We have 10 teams annually, 9 or 10 teams annually. And we cover all of the expenses for the families, uniforms, equipment, travel to tournament play. We just felt it was really important to create a program that could showcase these amazing young men. And the program has really evolved over time. When we started, we realized that we needed to provide some academic support for the kids to make sure that they were academically in the best place so that they had the best opportunities of a wide selection of schools that they could go on to compete at the collegiate level.
Mhm.
And I think now to your question that you asked, we also realize that performing at that high level, performing so that you might get a chance to get a college scholarship creates such stress for the kids. They're
Yeah.
really under pressure to perform on the baseball field and equally pressure in school, peer pressure. Some of these kids just living in the Chicago communities that they live in, communities that are experiencing a lot of trauma. And we just felt that as we really want to invest in our kids, as I said, for that trajectory of success in life, it was really important to give them skills to help them from a mental health perspective, really looking at the young men full circle and full people. So not just
Mhm.
as baseball players, but as student athletes, and just making sure that we can provide them with tools in the mental health space that
Yeah.
really gave them confidence and, as I said, just a path to success.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And as we know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And in that same vein, mental health versus mental performance are often discussed separately, if you will,
Mhm.
right? How do
Mhm.
you define the difference and why are both important for young athletes today?
When we were deciding that we needed to invest in mental health programming for our kids. We always try to look at the program and look at the kids and meet them where they are. And so when we were very intentional about our research and kind of our taking a look at what this program was going to look like. And we knew that there's a lot of stigma about needing mental health services or asking for mental health services. And we know that these kids are in this program because they all want to be big league players, right? So we felt that the way that the program was going to be successful is to model it on a sports performance, mental strength curriculum, and then add in elements of different aspects of mental health that the kids could use outside of when they're on the mound or at the plate or out in the field. So we felt that for the kids and their families, actually, to embrace the whole concept of support on many different aspects of mental health and mental performance, if we modeled it after the sports performance side, that
Mm-hmm.
was a great entree for us to be able to then extend the services and really understand and meet with these kids and find out where their needs were, what their interests were in. So it was the way to open the door with the kids and build upon that.
I love it. Now, the ACE program, of course, has been a cornerstone for youth development within your organization. What was the original vision behind creating it, and why was it important for the White Sox charities to invest in developing not just baseball players, but also well-rounded youth leaders?
I think and I think to this day, I mean, hey, look, I'm not going to lie. I think it would be so cool if we have an ace kid who goes through our program and gets drafted by a major league
That
team
would be
and is
cool.
playing on a major league team. And I want to call that kid and I want to say, you need to leave me a ticket to the game because I want to see
Yeah.
you on the big stage. But more importantly, we wanted to get kids through college. And we knew that there could be academic support through scholarships for kids to be able to play at the collegiate level, whether that's at a JUCO or a four-year college. And so we needed to make sure these kids were being seen. And the way to be seen is you're in a travel program. The travel program's going to showcase opportunities where the kids could be seen by scouts and coaches, and it's expensive to do that. So we felt that it was important for us to invest in these kids to get them to college because
Mhm.
we felt like that was going to put them on that path for success in life. So that was the whole impetus behind it. What has ended up happening is we've created this family, this brotherhood, this beautiful, I don't even have the words to talk about the connection of our kids and our coaches and their families and how much they're a part of the White Sox organization and how beautiful it has just
Yeah.
evolved over time.
And we often hear about professional athletes working with youth
Mhm.
sports psychologists and mental performance coaches. Why was it important to make some of those same resources accessible to these young people in the program?
These young people in the program, they see themselves as those big league players on the
Of
field. That's
course.
that's what they're aspiring to.
Yeah.
So when we were, as I said before, we were very intentional of figuring out how are we going to have an entree to these kids for these mental skills coaching and the mental health coaching. And we use the White Sox team psychologist, and we hired him as the professional who was going to create the curriculum and do the programming on the mental health side for our ACE kids. So when
Mhm.
you can say to this 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, hey, your favorite player is Davis Martin, your favorite player is Colson Montgomery, guess what? They use Dr. Fish too. And that's
Yeah.
who you guys are using. So I think for the kids, as much as we can make that connection between you, there's always things you can do to help yourself and make yourself better. And the big leaguers are doing it. And so we're going to offer the same thing to you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And how wonderful for those kids, right? To be able to see their heroes being trained and seen by the same doctor that is training and seeing them as well.
I think it legitimizes vulnerability, right? And I think for these kids to say, hey, you might not feel strong in this area. You might feel vulnerable, and that's okay.
Mhm.
And just like our big league players need help, we're going to give you those exact same resources.
Yeah. Now, I also want to back up just a bit because I want you to tell us more about the White Sox charities, what it is that you guys do, why you exist, and how you help the community as well.
Mhm. So White Sox Charities is really, I like to think of it kind of as the heart and soul of the organization. Certainly, we are committed to being champions on the field. Some years we're better at that than other years. We're having a good start to this year. But as important to the White Sox and really part of our brand identity is being champions for the community and in the community. And we're fortunate. as a sports team that, we have a great stage with ballpark, and we've got great ambassadors and celebrities who are professional athletes that we're able to leverage that status to
Mm-hmm.
engage our fans. And our fans are incredibly supportive of our efforts. We try to create programs and opportunities where not only the fans can make an investment to support White Sox charities, but the fans can get a little something back too. We have
Yeah.
50-50 raffles. We have cool galas and events. We ask the fans to support it, but they get to meet the players or win something. So we try to create kind of a give and take. So we have many different opportunities for our fans to support White Sox charities. And I'm proud to say that 96 cents of every dollar donated to White Sox charities goes back out into the community. We talked about the ACE program. It's a significant investment. All of the expenses of ACE are paid through White Sox charities to the tune of close to $600,000 a year. And then in addition to the ACE program, we support robust grant giving. So qualified nonprofit organizations throughout the city can request grant funding from us to support programs that are really touching people in their hearts and homes.
I love it. Now, going back to the ACE program, how does this initiative align with the broader mission of the White Sox charities and the organization's commitment to Chicago communities?
Well, certainly investing in youth. We're very focused on kids and families, and the ACE program gives us the opportunity to offer that support and develop that relationship to support these kids, just to support youth sports development with kids who, prior to the establishment of the ACE program, we saw were really being left behind.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've been able to embrace them and sustain the program over time since 2007 is an investment. It's an investment in the kids. It's an investment, though, in the community. I mean, the ACE program is pretty well known, and I think people, even if your son isn't playing in the ACE program, our daughter, we have a girl that went through the ACE program.
Oh, wow.
I think the Chicago community realizes this is something that is making a difference, and it's serving as kind of a service model for people,
Mhm.
and they hear about the success of our kids.
Mhm.
And I think that makes people feel good.
Now, before we get into how do we sign our kids up for it, summertime is coming. What programs do you have available for the kids? I do want to know about the curriculum, right? Because I was very impressed about what you guys offered in terms of visualization, meditation, breath work, focus exercises. These skills can be applied anywhere in life for the kids who are going through the program, right? But what life lessons do you hope that the students carry with them after their playing days are over?
I think that we've had kids tell us, like, I know when I'm in the batter's box and I do the breathing exercises. And then, it's like, oh my gosh, I was driving, the traffic was really bad. I thought I was going to be late for practice. I was so stressed out. I did my breathing exercises. So I think the kids on their own are applying those in different circumstances outside the confines of, Dr. Fishbein giving them the direction. I will tell you, I think anecdotally, maybe the best thing I can tell you is certainly we see it. We see the kids when they're playing. We hear them talking, and they're often referencing some of these tools and skills that they've been
Yeah.
taught through the curriculum. But I think it's just in general the level of support that the kids are feeling. And we have had some very tragic experiences for some of our kids where they've suffered trauma in their family situations outside of their playing baseball. And the first person they call is Dr. Fishbein. The fact that he has shared their cell phone numbers and they've reached out, and sometimes the parents reach out. And I think that speaks to the value that the kids are placing in what the relationship, certainly, but also the services and how they're really reaching out to tap into that support. And in a couple instances, in some really tragic circumstances. So I think that for us is very validating, and it certainly represents the importance of providing that for our kids, but it also makes us feel good that we feel like we're doing it the right way.
And what a wonderful resource and relationship to have over the years, right? To have someone that you feel like you can count on and you can call and you can ask for help without being judged is just tremendous. So, congratulations to you guys on that. Now, for the families out there who want to participate, how do they get their students and or their kids to participate?
ACE is a selective program, as you might imagine. It's a travel baseball program. They are competitive.
Yeah,
We do tryouts every year, but again, think of the size of the city of Chicago and all
of
the youth,
course.
and we have 9 or 10 teams
Mhm.
with probably 15 to 18 kids on each team roster. We do tryouts, but there's other ways that the White Sox support youth baseball development in the community,
Mhm.
that we try to make sure that we're just making a connection with kids. And sometimes that's just serving as an introduction for baseball to kids. So you hope that the other programs that we support become a feeder system for ACE. For example, in partnership with the Chicago Park Districts, they have a very robust summer camp program. And in select communities that are more under-resourced communities, we provide baseball instruction as part of the Chicago Park District camps. So that's
Mhm.
a great way for kids to start learning about, wow, I really like baseball and I've seen what the White Sox provide us in support. Creates that pipeline of communication so people know that they can reach out to us. So, we do the best place I can tell people to go is to whitesoxcharities.org or whitesox.com and go to our community page. And there's so much information about the ACE program, about the other youth baseball programs that we support here in Chicago.
Wonderful. Now, as we bring this to the close, we know that the ACE program is teaching young athletes that success starts long before that first pitch extends well into that final inning, right? If every student participating in this program could walk away with one last mindset or belief about themselves, what would you hope it would be?
Gosh, that's a great question. I hope it would be, I am a success. I am a success. And secondly,
Mm.
and my brothers have my back. I think that is it's not, I can be successful. I'm
I
already a
am.
success
Yeah.
and my brothers have my back.
Yeah. I
And so
love
I
it.
think that's the best thing I could tell you about the ACE program and what I think, I do think that's what our kids walk away with.
Yeah. I am statements are incredibly powerful. And if we get more people starting with the youth to use them, I am a success, it will sink in and it will come to fruition. So thank you so much, Christine O'Reilly, for sharing how the White Sox Charities is helping students strengthen not only their game, but their confidence, their resilience, and their ability to thrive in any and every area of life. We appreciate you. Tell us where we can find more information and follow the White Sox as well as yourself on social.
You can find the White Sox on every social platform that's out there, both the White Sox and Chicago White Sox Charities. So we're on X, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn. And again, a great compository for all that information is also whitesox.com.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Christine Riley, for your time today. We appreciate you. And thank you so much for your time in supporting and making sure that you're championing this organization as well as the White Sox Charities. We appreciate it. The community and the culture appreciates it as well.